Hello, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Bootcamp. Coach Jazzi here, and it is the first day of summer. So, and that means we're spelling out summer today. So, we're doing a summer themed workout. We're spelling out summer. We're going to do 3 rounds, 45, 15. No equipment needed. We need a little bit of space to go side to side, but we're not doing anything crazy today. So I'm gonna go ahead real quick with demos and then we're gonna get into the circuit. So spelling out summer. So we have S. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna squat for our S. We're gonna do 3 full squats and then 3 squat pulses. So feet hip width apart here. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 pulses. So it's 3 of each there for the whole time. So that's our first movement. So that is our S. Then we're going to do duck unders for our U. So we're starting on one side. We're stepping out, acting like we're going under a rope here in the middle. So going down and under and down and under. So that's our U. And then for the M, we're going to do 4 marches and then 4 skips. So I know last week for either Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember which one, we did 3 marches and 3 skips. This one, and we moved forward. This one, we're doing it in place. So we're doing 4 of each. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, oh my gosh, opposite arm, opposite leg, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So you can do that moving back to back, or sorry, forward and backwards. You can do whatever you'd like for that, but it's 3 and 3. Sorry, 4 and 4. And then onto the ground, we're going to do glute bridge marches for our second M, but we're going to add a knee extension in there. So laying on our back, tuck your pelvis, hips are up. We're then going to march and extend. So we're actually not even really driving our knees up. We're just extending our knees out instead of up. So we want to squeeze our quad and kick our knee out, keeping our hips up nice and tall. So that is our second M. And then we're going to flip around onto our hands and toes. We are going to do eccentric push-ups. So from our hands and toes here, we're going to lower ourselves nice and slow towards the ground. We're going to come down 1, 2, 3, and then get up however we need to. If you would like, you can always push yourself back up if you're at that point, or you can be on your hands and knees, whatever really works best for you today. And then finally for the R, we are going to do a reverse lunge into a jump. We're going to alternate our feet, right? Yes, our sides, yes. So we're going to step back with one leg, knee comes forward, and then we're going to push off, exploding up, landing nice and soft, and then the other leg up. If jumping is not your thing today, no problem. We're going to go ahead, step back, and drive your knee up, working on our core and hip flexor strength. That is going to be our whole circuit for today. So we're going to go ahead and start with our warm-up. We're going to come to the top of our space. We're going to do the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to go ahead, interlace our fingers, grab onto one of our knees, pull our knee towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, step back into our reverse lunge. Back leg stays nice and straight. Hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Take a nice big deep belly breath here. And exhale, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our hand, thumb is facing behind us. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. Nice big deep inhale here. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers, grab onto our other knee, pulling our knee towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, step back, reverse lunge, back leg staying nice and straight. Hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Opening up our hips here. And we can go ahead and exhale, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our hand. Thumb is facing behind us. And we are exhaling, planting our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we're going to go ahead and exhale. Bring your feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right, last part of our warm-up, we're going to do a little bit of plank to pike here, so making our way onto the ground, on our hands and our toes. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, push our hips up into our pike position or down dog. And first, we're going to pedal our heels. So let's go ahead, press one heel into the ground. And we're going to exhale and switch. And exhale and switch. And one more switch here. Really opening up our calves, getting ready for our squats here. Then we're going to go ahead and drive both our heels into the ground, push our head in between our arms, opening up our upper back. And we're going to come back to plank. We're going to push ourselves up 3 times here. Coming up and back down and coming up and back down. And last one coming up. And we're going to go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. And when we're ready, we're going to go ahead and stand on up. And we are ready to rock and roll. So, spelling out summer, we are doing 3 rounds here, 45-15. Starting off with our squats, I'm going to get the timer started here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So feet hip width apart here. We're doing 3 full squats here, 3 pulses. Coming down 1, 2, 3, and then 3 pulses. So it's going to help us really work on our time under tension since we are staying at the bottom. When we're pulsing, we want to come up no higher than halfway. It's very, very small movement there in the bottom portion of our squat. For our full squat, pushing through our heel big toe, little toe, we are making sure that at the top, our hips are not coming forward. We don't want to be out of alignment at the top. We want our hips right above our feet and right underneath our shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was a little longer than 45 seconds. My bad. Next up, duck under. So starting on one side of your space. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping out and under. So we're acting like we have a string or something right here at shoulder height. We want to step out, duck under, and back up. We don't have to step super far out. We want it to be roughly hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Want it to be as close to our regular squat form. We're pushing off the inside part of one of our legs, and then we're pushing off the other leg to stand up. It's kind of like we're getting ready to box. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we are marching for our first M. So we are doing 4 marches, 4 skips. So it's 4 and 4. You can either move forward or you can stay in place. 3, 2, 1. So we have our opposite arm, opposite leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're skipping, so we're double tapping 4 of each. If jumping's not your thing, you can march the whole time. Like I said, too, you can do it in place. You can march forward and then skip forward if you have the room for it. No pressure, though. You can be in place. The goal is to really make sure we're getting our knees up nice and high, keeping our core engaged. We're also staying tall in our torso. 3, 2, 1. All right. Onto the ground. We have glute bridge marches, but we're going to be doing a knee extension here. So we're going to be on the ground, tucking our pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Hips up towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale 1 knee at a time. Oh, we're not marching. We're extending. I'm sorry. I forgot. So very similar to the march, but instead of coming up with our knee, we're going out with our foot. We're still driving through the opposite leg. We're going to feel that in our glutes, and we're going to feel it in our quads as we extend our leg out. We're also keeping our core engaged. Great job. Exhale as we kick out. 3, 2, 1. All right. That also doubles as a core movement. Next up, eccentric push-ups. So we're going to lower ourselves nice and slow till we're all the way on the ground. 3, 2, 1. So we're screwing our hands into the ground so our upper back is nice and flat and is engaged. Onto our toes, pelvis is tucked. We're coming down. 1, 2, 3. Making sure our chest and our hips hit at the same time. Get up however we need to. Our other option, coming from our hands and our knees, coming down. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, get back up however we need to. Or if you are like me, maybe doing it from your hands and your knees, you can push yourself back up. So the goal again with this, time under tension, we're working on strengthening our chest muscles to get better at push-ups. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last movement, we have our R, and then we have 2 more rounds. Reverse lunge with a jump. We're alternating legs. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back, knees right over a second toe, chest is forward over the arch of our foot, driving through our whole foot, switching sides. We're really leading with our back leg. So if you notice here, I'm stepping back. As I come up, I'm pushing off my front leg, and then I'm using my other knee to help bring myself up. If jumping is not your thing, go ahead, just drive your knee up just like we're marching. Making sure we're pressing through our whole foot, so we're using our glutes. We don't want to feel this in our knees. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. 1 round down, 2 to go. Squats. 3 full, 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1. Feet hip width apart, toes pointed forward, knees coming forward. So as we squat down, our knee is right over our second toe, chest is in the middle, in between our arches. So basically, same thing as a reverse lunge, but now we're using both legs here. And then 3 pulses. Like driving through our whole foot, keeping our chest up. Finish strong here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, duck unders. So we're starting off on one side, ducking down under our imaginary rope. 3, 2, 1. Out and under. So making sure it's just like we're squatting. So our form is the same. Step a little closer. So as we step up, out, and under, my hips are back, my knees are forward, my chest is open, core is engaged. So it's looks just like we were just same movement, still using 2 legs, but now we're really working on our weight shift. So we're shifting our weight from one leg to the other. It's going to help us strengthen our legs, strengthen our knees and our joints. So that way, if we are on a run or a walk, we have a little bit more stability here. 3, 2, 1. All right. First M, 4 marches, 4 skips. So you can march the whole time, you can skip the whole time, you can move forward, whatever you like to do. 3, 2, 1. So again, our core is engaged. We're getting our knees up nice and tall. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Our arms are like hammers. So we're hammering our hands down we're punching the ground away. This is a great way to practice running and walking mechanics, really, because it really is kind of a safe movement there. Great job. Like I said, you can either march or skip the whole time too. I don't know, I like kind of doing a mix of both. So we can kind of push a little harder in our skip. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, glute bridge, march with a knee extension on our backs on the ground. 3, 2, 1. So hips are up and we're driving one leg into the ground through the heel, kicking our other leg up. So our core, we're breathing through our straw, our ribs are coming down and together, driving through one heel, kicking out the other leg. So we're gonna feel that in one glute. Making sure we're not dipping side to side, so our headlights on our hips are still blinding the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. All right. Onto our hands and knees, our hands and toes for our eccentric push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Right. So screwing our hands into the ground, onto our toes. Nice and slow again. Chest and hips hit at the same time. If our hips hit first or our chest hit first, we're kind of cheating ourselves a little bit. So making sure we're doing the full range of motion, keeping our pelvis tucked, our back is nice and flat, our core is flat. I guess I should say our core is engaged, not necessarily flat, but it's engaged. So that way our whole entire back is nice and flat. Great job. 3, 2, 1. My chest did not last very long on that last one. Okay. Last movement of our second round, reverse lunge to jump or knee drive, wherever you're at today. 3, 2, 1. Right, so we're stepping back, either driving our knee or we're jumping. So the jumping motion, very similar to our march, right? We're stepping back, we're driving up, opposite arm, opposite leg. Same movement, just a different way of executing the movement here. Keep our core engaged. Again, using our back leg to help propel us up. And important here to focus on our landing mechanics. How are we landing? Want to make sure that as we land, we're bending our knee again so we catch ourselves. 3, 2, 1. All right. 2 down, 1 to go. We are squatting. 3 full squats, 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1. So this is our last round, so our last time doing these. Can always make it a little bit more challenging by adding a nice eccentric motion here. So if you want to make it more challenging, you can lower yourselves 3 seconds down, just like our eccentric push-ups. Nice and slow, driving through our whole foot. 2, 3. So 3 of each here. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with our squats here today. Next up, duck under. So we're starting on one side, ducking under our imaginary string. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping out, under, and through our opposite leg. Good job. Pushing off, like I said, it's our single leg stability. We're working on shifting our weight from one leg to the next. It's going to help by making our joints stronger and also our feet a little stronger. So now we're going to be able to push off of one leg a little bit better. Well, I guess not necessarily right now, but it will help us work to that if that's what we need to work on. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those. First M, 4 marches, 4 skips. 3, 2, 1. So it is, we're spelling out summer today because it is the 21st, first day of summer, longest day of the year. So hopefully we are all able to get outside today. Great job. Getting those knees up. Want to challenge yourself, go ahead and move forwards for this one. Keep our torso nice and tall. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those. On to our second M. Glute bridge marches with our knee extension. 3, 2, 1. So tuck our pelvis, pushing our hips up towards the ceiling, sending one knee out at a time. Great job. Sending out. One leg at a time. This is a great way to work on our core strength and our single leg strength. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those. Going to our eccentric push-ups next. 3, 2, 1. So screw our hands into the ground, tuck our pelvis so we're nice and flat from our head to our hips to our heels, one straight line. Okay, we got this. You know me. You know push-ups are one of my least favorite movements. Oh, just crack. All right, we got this. We're doing awesome. We sometimes have to do things we don't like to do so we can get better overall. But if we push ourselves here, that can translate to things outside of our sessions. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those, thankfully. Last movement here. Reverse lunge to jump. And then we are going to be on the ground on our backs. We're going to do some figure 4 to cool down. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back. Exhaling up. Switching sides. Great job. Exhaling. Driving our knee up. Finishing strong, last movement of the day. So I always say last set, best set. Our body's tired. We're tired, but we're finishing strong, pushing through here. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be it for today's circuit. So go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going to go ahead and make our way onto the ground on our backs. We're going to do some figure 4 to cool down. So as we're here, we're going to go ahead and take one of our ankles, crossing it over our opposite knee. And if that tension feels good, go ahead and stay there. Or we can go ahead and interlace our fingers, grabbing either behind our hamstring here in the middle of our hamstring or in front of our shin and pulling our knee towards our chest. We're slowing our breath down. Nice big inhales in through our nose, into our bellies. And exhaling, sighing away our tension. We're going to go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently bring both our feet back to the ground. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So taking our other ankle, crossing it over our knee. And if that tension feels good, go ahead and stay there. Or you can go ahead and interlace your fingers, grabbing in the middle of your hamstring or in front of your shin and pulling your knee towards your chest. And while we're here, really take a second, release the tension from your head, neck, and shoulders. It's really easy to pull your knee towards your chest and start to shrug your shoulders towards your elbows. We want to avoid that here. So we're inhaling through our nose. And then as we exhale, sigh away the tension in our shoulders and our neck. Release your muscles. It's going to help calm our body down, calm our minds down. One more breath here. And as we're ready, we can go ahead and gently bring our feet back to our starting position. And feel free to stay on your back, stretch out anything else you need, or you can make your way to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that is going to be all the time I have for us today. So thank y'all so much for joining me. Great job. First day of summer. If you have any suggestions on other themes you'd like to see this summer, let me know. But thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see y'all again soon.